Today is October the 2nd, Monday. Again, please put your first and last name at the top of the packet. Okay. What you want to be called, you can put in parentheses out here, but please make sure that you put your government name so I can find you in the grade book. Okay. We have 10, 2, 23. This is sixth period. This is week 6. The assignments that are due Friday when you turn in your packet, it'll be labeled this Q1 week 6 W6 essential question. We're going to abbreviate essential question and put EQ. Q1 week 6. We're going to write warm up. That's the next assignment that's due. And then we have homework. We're going to abbreviate homework by putting HW. We do have a quiz on Friday. We're going to say quiz Friday. Your quiz on Friday is going to be on literal equations. You're going to be solving literal equations on your quiz Friday. Okay, that gives us plenty of time to prepare. All right. We're going to review literal equations today. Okay. We're going to review literal equations today. Please write down your weekly goal. My weekly goal, I'm going to share. I'm going to write it here, but you write your weekly goal. Yes, baby. All right, as you're writing your goal, I'm going to write down the agenda. Remember, it is not mandatory that we write the agenda. Today, we are going to write, or we should have already written our homework in our planner. We should have already written down our goal or in the process of writing our goals and then our EQs. I'm going to give you just a little time to complete the warm-up. You should have already been working on the warm-up. Okay. I'm going to go over the project. We do have a project. I'm going to go over the project. Okay. After which we are going to do some guided practice problems on literal equation. And then we have a group assignment that we're going to do. It's called a literal equation investigation, okay? This is for grade. You're going to submit. You're going to turn this in for a grade, okay? I'm going to pause for the calls. Yes, baby. Jackson. Okay, let's look at the warm-up, please. Oh, sorry. Essential questions. We have 4 of them. Okay? We have 4. The first essential question is, what is a function? We're going to start functions tomorrow. Is what is a function? We already kind of started talking about functions in the warm-up. What is a function? How do you write an equation in function notation? How do you write an equation in function notation? How do you solve equations written in function notation? Who's that? Huh? Oh, okay. When you all leave out, please make sure you leave the door cracked, okay? When you leave out, make sure you leave the door open, okay, babe? Okay. All right, make sure you take your hood off, sweetheart. No, I'm gonna set it up. Shh. It's okay. Just next time, just leave it open so you can get back in. Okay. I spelled it wrong. And then the last question is, how do you describe the key features of a graph. Hmm? Oh, what is a function?
Of a graph.
What is a function? What? Yeah, okay, just write what's on the board. I don't know what you're saying. All right, we got it?
No.
Okay. Please make sure that you read the bottom part at some point throughout the week. We need to know what contributions um, our for our Hispanic History Month. We have 2 new people this week. Please make sure you go back and read those. All right, let's look at the warm up. We talked about last week how to write ordered pairs using this is called mapping. So the ordered pairs here for this first one, we know the ordered pairs here. The ordered pairs here, let's list them off and put them along the side. What is the first ordered pair in this mapping? No, I didn't hear. -5 goes to what number? And 1. So we got -5 and goes to 1, and then we got -5, 4. What's the next ordered pair? 0, 2. What's the next ordered pair? 2, 3. All right, a function is where your x values do not repeat. So if the x values repeat, it is not a function. So let's look at just the x values alone. We're going to look at the x values only. Do any of these x values repeat? No. So this is a function. Okay. Look at number 2 and you circle function or not a function. I want you to either circle it is a function or it's not a function. Number 3, do the same thing. And number 4, do the same thing. Look at just the x values. All right, any guesses? Raise your hand for number 2 if you think number 2 is a function. Raise your hand. Raise your hand high. Yes, it's a function. No, it is not a function. Why? Because the x value, what x values repeat?
5.
-5. Okay, let's look at, yes, baby.
I only see one -5.
No, when we wrote the ordered pairs out, you see how there's 2 lines coming out of -5?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Okay, do you see it now, baby?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so now let's look at number 3. All right, raise your hand if you think number 3 is a function. Raise your hand if you think it's not a function. Okay, none of the x values here are repeating. This one is a function. All these x values are different. Okay. All right, and look at the bottom, number 4. Take your hood off, baby. Look at the bottom, number 4. Do any of these x values repeat? No, they do not. Function or not a function?
Function.
It's a function. Okay. All right, let's put this in our folder, please. Put this in our folder, please. Okay. Pause for the calls. I'm going to go over the project with you. All right, with the project, this is how it goes. You are going to create, we're going to do a literal equation project, and I'm going to give you kind of like an example. Let's suppose that I was doing my name, and with your name, you have to have at least on your poster, you have to have at least 15 letters, okay? So you can write your first and your last name, part of you don't have to do the whole name. You just want to get up to 15 letters, okay? So for me, and it will be REYES. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need another one. Let's use my middle. Okay, and I go all the way down. Okay, so I need 15 letters. All right, so now I will go and choose. Please listen. Now I will go and choose either a formula of some sort. For the first one is kind of difficult because it's a V. So I need a formula that has V in it, but it can't be V equals because it's already solved. So I can create one. Okay, since there's not one here, look at what Miss Reyes can do. I can do this. I can say D is equal to MV. Okay, and now I have a V in a formula. So now what I do on my scrap piece of paper, well, it's not going to be scrap, but this is going to be the first problem. I'm going to put that I'm going to solve for V because the first letter of my name is V. So in order to solve for V, what would I do here? I would divide both sides by M. Okay? And so now this would be D divided by M is equal to what? V. So now on my construction paper where my name is, I would say V is equal to what?
D over M.
D divided by M. Okay? So this would be on my construction paper and this would be on white paper. So now I'm going to do number 2. The second letter is what?
A.
A. So I need to find a formula that has A in it. This one has A in it. So I can use this one. So I can rewrite that as A plus B plus C equals 180. Okay? So now I'm going to solve for A. How do I solve for A? I can minus B on both sides, right? So this gives me A plus C, because the B is gone, is equal to 180 what? Now how do I get A by itself? I minus C. So now this is going to be A is equal to what? 180 minus B minus what?
C.
Okay, so now on my construction paper, what am I going to write that A is equal to? A is equal to what? 180 minus what?
B and C.
Minus B minus C. Okay, any questions about what I just said there? So you got 2 pieces of paper. This is the white paper. It's going to be very organized and neat. Okay, this is your white paper where you show your work. It needs to be organized and neat. And this is the construction paper. Okay, where you have your answers to the problems that you created. Now, you don't have to create them. You have a whole bunch of formulas that we can use. You see that? You got tons on the back. There's 42. Oh, I could have used this one right here. Look, for V. I could have used this one for V. Okay. All right. Got it? Okay. Any questions about what I'm looking for? Yes, babe. You need to use 2 different formulas for two of the same letters. Because I have same letters, but you have to use 2 different formulas. All of them have to have a different formula. Any questions? Okay, look at the points. This is how it's graded. Okay, so now the formula sheet is this right here, where you showed your work. This is going to be worth 50%. It says points, but it's 50%. I'm so sorry. I should correct that. This is 50%. Solving the equations correctly is 30%. Okay? The poster, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to put pictures on your poster, but the poster itself is 10%. That's this with the answers on it.
Wait, you can repeat letters.
Oh, Lord. It has to be a different formula. You can't use the same, like I can't use the same formula for the E's that I have in my name. Does that make sense? Okay. The neatness and creativity, okay, just neatness. You don't have to be very creative, okay? Just make sure it's neat. It's 10%. If you want to be creative, great. Like if you want to cut out, but that's a lot of work. If you want to cut out different kinds of letters or put pictures on it or whatever, you can do that. But it's not mandated that you do that. Yes.
Is it extra credit for you?
No. Okay. Any questions? This adds up to 100%. Okay. For every day that it's late, I'm taking 10 points off. This is going to be due October the 13th. So at the top, we're going to put October 13th. That's a Friday. Not this Friday, the next Friday. Ooh. Ah, ah, ah. Shh, boy, bye. All right, any questions? Shh. Any questions, guys?
We can work on this today.
No. This is a project you do at home.
Oh my miss.
We already got homework.
Shh. Okay.
You should know how many points
Shh.
I got homework.
Okay. This is an advanced class. Get over it. Shh. I'm sorry. Pray about it. Okay. I'm moving on. Mhm. Yes. That's fine. Shh. Don't forget to sign out, baby. Okay. We're gonna paste down the literal equations. This is page 21.
Wait, what basket am I looking in?
Math 1, probably last week, week 5. Shh. Can you please sit down, honey? Please sit down. Didn't I tell you stop whining? Please stop.
Yeah, mommy voice.
Shh, please hush. I told you not to say anything to him, okay? All right. We got literal equations. This is page 21. We're going to paste this down. Stop pouting.
I don't see it.
Shh. Okay, babe. I have to print another one then. That's it right there.
This? This is it. Oh.
You have to paste these back to back. Or actually. Cut them in half and then I'll get the paste them out for you. Do I what, babe? Do I have who? Are you talking to me? Oh, okay. All right, let's glue this down. Let me pause for the calls, give you a chance to glue. All right, so 22, guided practice, literal equations. We'll pause for the calls to give us a chance to write this stuff down. And then we're going to do some problems. And then we have our group assignment. The group assignment we are going to turn in as a grade, okay? All right, good folks. Let's try this, okay? We're going to do some guided practice problems. So let's do the first one, number 1. We have 11 plus t is equal to p plus n. Let's solve for p. Solve for p. All right, here we go. So we're going to solve for p. We got to get p by itself. What's the very first thing that I need to do, Emma? Very good, baby. We're going to subtract n from both sides. We're isolating p, so we work on the side that has p, and we're going to subtract n. So when I subtract n over here, this gives me 11 plus t, bring down the minus n. Can't combine any of those terms. The n is gone, and I'm left with p. So this is the algebraic expression that p is equal to. Raise your hand if you got that right. Okay, perfect. All right. Let's do number 2. See if you can do this one. you have WT is equal to 4P. Let's solve for T. Pause for the cause. All right, let's try this. Okay, we're solving for T. How am I going to solve for T, Muller? How do you solve for T here? How are you going to get T by itself? What do I have to move? Not subtract. What's the operation that's between W and T? You're going to divide because it's multiplication here, right? The opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by what? W. W divided by W gives you 1. So you're left with 1T or just T. Bring down the equal. And on this side, you get 4P divided by W. This is your answer. Raise your hand if you got that right. Okay, perfect. Okay. Number 3. Let's try. Let's do V divided by 5 plus P is equal to 8N. Let's solve for V. Let's solve for V. Okay. Okay, so let's solve for V. What is the first thing that we're going to do to get V by itself, Jerry? You're going to subtract P from both sides. Very good. How many people did that? Okay, good. Very good. So now we're going to subtract P from both sides. P is gone here, and we're left with V divided by 5, right? V over 5. And on this side, we have the 8N minus P. Okay, so now what are we going to do? What do we do next to get V by itself, Dennis? No, not N. No. Cam, what do you think? You multiply by 5. You're trying to get V by itself. This is division. The opposite of division is multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5. Dennis, try again to see if the bathroom is available. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5. So when you multiply both sides by 5 here, what does that give you on this side?
V.
V. Good job. Bring down the equal. What does that give us here? What do we do with the 5?
Multiply.
Multiply by what? The numbers. You both. This is distributive property. So what are you going to get here when you multiply 5 times 8n?
48.
40n. What are we going to do when we multiply 5 times negative p? Negative 5p. Raise your hand if you got that right. Okay. All right, let's try this one.
Miss Ray, is this still working? And it's not me. There's 2 people.
Okay, go please. Just go.
Pass.
All right, let's do this one.
Shucks.
Didn't I tell you to take that earbud out? I told you that twice already. Go put it in your book bag. Please do it right
Put
now.
up there.
I did that either one, it don't matter, okay? All right, so we have n plus 7. Let's divide it by p is equal to, let's do L plus 4 divided by 2. Okay? So now here, let's solve for P.
That's a little bit much, man.
Shh. Did you think everything was going to stay easy forever?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Oh, shh. It's up to you to think about it, and then I'll show you. It's okay that you didn't get it right, because the next one you'll get closer to getting it right, because I'm gonna show you how to do it. Okay, Jacob, you ready? All right. Okay, we're solving for P. So Ms. Reyes, how do you do that? This is set up as a what you call a proportion, because you have two ratios that are equal to each other, two fractions that are equal to each other. So when you solve a proportion, you cross multiply. So let's cross multiply. We're going to multiply P times this expression. So that gives me P times L plus 4. Bring down the equal. Excuse me. Thank you, babe. And we're going to multiply 2 times this expression, N plus 7. So when you see a problem as such, you can cross multiply. Okay? Now, when we cross multiply, we're trying to get P by itself. So let's look at the same side as P. How is P attached to this right here? What operation is between P? What's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
So we're going to divide both sides by this L plus 4. So L plus 4 divided by L plus 4 is 1. And we're left with P. And then on this side, at the top, I can distribute this if I want to. What does that give me on the top? 2 what? 2n plus what? 14 divided by what? L plus 4. Rosalind, go ahead, baby. This is. Did anybody get that? Okay. She asked before you did. Oh no.
Does anybody need
Were you
cash?
next, or did I tell you it was after Jerry? I don't remember. You gotta speak up just a little bit louder for your teacher. She's old. This is what it sounds like to me.
She can go as long.
Go ahead. Jerry said you can go. You're so sweet, Jerry.
Yep.
Shut your mouth. Shh. All right, here we go. Come on, Rosalind, so he can go. Shh. Well, especially while the line is not long.
That gotta be good.
Try this one, okay?
You gotta be good, Gary.
Shh. Let's try C plus 3 divided by D is equal to A divided by 4. Let's use another number since y'all said I used that one already. Let's do 20.
29.
Shh. All right, so let's do it. I don't want to make it too big. Shh. Solve for D.
Oh no.
All right, good folks, let's try it. Remember here, we are going to use cross multiplication. This is set up as a proportion. Shh, stop making all that noise, please, sir. So we have D times A. We're going to say alphabetical order A, D. And then we got 20 times C plus 3. We're solving for D, okay? So how do we get D by itself? Renee, sit up. How do you get D by itself? Yes. Divide both sides by A. So when I divide A divided by A gives me 1D on this side. Let's just simplify this. Let's multiply. So this is going to give me what on the top? 20C plus 60. Sorry, forgot the C. Divided by what? A. Raise your hand if you got that right. Perfect. All right, good job. Now, I need you to take your paper and put your name on it. Today's date is the 2nd.
Jerry, what time is it?
52, 50, 54. All right, so now in your group, I need you to work on as many as you can, please. I need you to finish as many as you can. I'm gonna give us time to complete and submit tomorrow. Okay, but I need you to do as many as you can now. Let's do that now, please.
Wait, today, what day is it?
The second, October 2nd.
Oh my God.